as these teams get set to get going. Penn State, while this game won't count, they're 37-5-1 all time in the series, with Maryland with the first game dating back to '76. As we get underway from Rec Hall, as Stuckey will go back to Nichols, and just like that, Stuckey to Nichols opens things up.
We saw that a lot last weekend, and if you're a Penn State fan, you're going to want to get used to that because you're going to see Alexis Stuckey setting up these hitters a lot next season.
Stuckey, obviously the Florida transfer. As Stuckey will send this one away, and it's going to be a tough pass. Nice save there. It's going to be a free ball chance for Penn State. Faldudo gets it. Stuckey in the middle for Nichols again, dug up. And misfired as Gokachin. Gokachin just missed that one. Doesn't get over the net. It's 2-0.
Penn State toying with this Maryland team so far on both offense and defense. It's an early impact for the Nittany Lions.
Stuckey back to serve again. She was the 2025 AVCA Southeast Region first team. Two-time All-SEC. Is that one go back, and it's attempted to be dug up by Selman. It's going to be a kill for the Terps.
Maryland on the board here. Fiakuski back to serve now.
Fiakuski, the freshman, playing libero today. Send this one away. Stuckey going back to Lowenstein, dug up by Sokol. Second touch for Fiakuski, and it's dug up by Emmy Selman, back on the other side. Martin will swing a drive, and that's going to be a kill. Kennedy Martin on the board.
And we saw that 634 times last year for this Nittany Lions team in Kennedy Martin's first season in the blue and white.
Martin now a three-time All-American. Lowenstein will get this one over. That one's tipped at the net, saved by Selman. Free ball chance for Maryland. Sokol will go on the outside. It's dug up. Selman keeps it alive again. Lowenstein with a drive, dug up by Fiakuski. Back the other way, Faldudo with the dig. Tough rally, still alive. And a tip at the net, still dug up, kept alive by Maryland. Faldudo with the dig. Stuckey, back to Martin, dug up by Sokol. Second touch, Fiakuski back the other way, Lowenstein with the dig. In the middle, kept alive. Man, this rally's going on for a while. Stuckey going to Martin. Kept on Penn State's side. Stuckey out to Selman, and she's rejected. Man, what a rally that was. Hands on hips. That was a tough one. 3-2.
What a fight for both teams, and more importantly, what a win there for Maryland. You saw the strength on both sides, but especially on that Terrapins team.
It's going to be Brown serving it over. Nathan with the pass. Martin will wait and fire down the line. It's out of bounds. Kennedy Martin misfires. We're all tied up.
And just like that, Maryland now back even with Penn State.
Ava Brown at the back line. She'll send this one right into the net. Penn State takes the 4-3 lead. There's substitutions made for both sides. Kendall Northern coming in for Gabrielle Nichols. And Addie Kennedy will be coming in as well for Maryland. 4-3 ball game. Eva Faldudo at the back line. She's on track to eclipse 600 career digs this season. To get this one over, Warbach with the tip, kept alive by Faldudo. Stuckey will go to the middle for Northern, and she just easily hits or taps that one down. And it's 5-3.
Well, hello, Kendall Northern. She comes in immediately, makes an impact. Had 6 kills last weekend against Villanova, and immediately making her presence felt here for Penn State. Just the soft touch over the net. Maryland unable to get a touch on it.
Yeah, hit 7-14 against Nova as well. Very efficient in her Penn State debut. Faldudo sends it over again. Sokol going in the middle. It's Bryant from the back row. That was a nice set, nice play overall by the Terps.
You saw Northern again try and go up there for the block, but this time it's Maryland getting the advantage.
Bryant looking to have a good year as well as she did last year with the Terps. Faldudo with the second touch. Someone will roll it over. Sokol get it to Rohrbach. It's tipped. Faldudo keeps it alive again. Stuckey back to Martin off the block of Bryant. And Kennedy Martin, guys, kill number 2.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of Kennedy Martin today, I feel. Like Penn State saw a lot of Martin last season. Definitely the player to watch here for Penn State.
Okay, Martin had 4 kills in the game against Nova. Already is half of what she had. She'll send this over. Kennedy with the pass and back row attack by Maryland. Kept alive. And a dump over by Sokol. Stuckey keeps it. Northern with the drive. It's dug up by Maryland. Back the other way. It's Bryant. Kept alive. One-handed stop by Martin. Kept alive still. Sokol back to Rohrbach. She's rejected. It was Selman and Northern in the mix, and it's 7-4.
Yeah, Selman kind of viewed as the number 2 to Kennedy Martin entering this year, as well as Alexis Stuckey. Selman, the second most kills of Penn State returners behind Martin, and you saw her making an impact right there.
Sokol gets it over to Bryant, and that one's blocked out of bounds. Penn State, looking at the blocks, they ranked 14th in the Big Ten in blocks per set last season, 13th in total blocks, so certainly a position, or certainly a part of the game they need to work on.
Yeah, if you're Penn State, that's an area you really want to improve next season.
Here's Eva Rohrbach, the middle blocker, 6'2". As Stuckey will go to Selman, she tips it, and it's down.
We just talked about Emmy Selman, 257 kills last year, number 1 today.
Selman looking to have a more efficient year, just hitting just 161 last season. She had 5 kills against Villanova last week. She'll get this serve over. Sokol tried to tip it over, denied by Northern. And back on Penn State's side, Faldudo with the second touch. Martin loads, fires, and connects. Kennedy Martin, 3rd kill. She's 3 of 3.
Very early impact made by Kennedy Martin. Penn State in front 9-5 here early on in set number 1.
Selman flipped this one over. And Bryant with a drive, Lowenstein with the dig. Stuckey will go back to Lowenstein. Diving play by Bryant to save it, tipped over by Sokol, but still on Penn State's side. Now it's back on Maryland's. Sokol. That one will go out of bounds. And that'll be a 10-5 lead for Penn State.
Yeah, Maryland shooting a little wide there. And Penn State now doubles its lead.
That was Haley Melby on the attempt that time. It'll be Selman once again from the back line. It's a nice set there by Sokol. And Stuckey tried to drive one down, and she'll get it over anyway. Sokol going back to Melby and into the net. And a timeout is called by Maryland, their first of the game.
As we'll sweep for Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State's last loss came in 1979. So before the Big Ten was even formed. Selman will short serve over. Sokol will go to Bryant. That's a tough hit swing right there, and the block is there for Penn State.
And we talked about the block a couple of minutes ago being a big area of concern last year for Penn State, and you see it at full effect there. Looking good so far this afternoon.
5-0 scoring run for the Nittany Lions. Selman gets it over again. Back to Bryant. That one goes long off of the scorer's table. It's a 6-0 run for Penn State.
And this Maryland team hitting minus .087. You see a lot of these shots going wide. Penn State taking advantage off that.
Tough serve again. Kennedy is an overpass. Northern tried, but it's blocked. Back the other way. Northern down the line. north to south. Penn State, 7-0 run.
And this is kind of how the first set of last weekend's spring matchup happened. Penn State had a 15-5 lead over Villanova. You're seeing that on full display once again here against Maryland.
Northern named the District 16 D3 Player of the Year before coming to Happy Valley. Martin with the dig. Stuckey going out to Lowenstein. She tips it. Diving play by Kennedy. On the back row, it's Melby. Dug up by Faldudo. Back the other way, Northern. Tough matchup at the net. Penn State wins it, though. It's Lowenstein finishing it off. Penn State up double digits. And a second timeout called by the Terps. Penn State so far. Sokol will send this one over. Faldudo collects it. Lowenstein with the hit off the block. And now it's going to be a kill, or it's going to be rejected again for the blue and white.
Penn State right back on the board here. Not taking their foot off the gas. Leading by 13 here in set number 1.
Fantastic effort by Stuckey to get over there in time. Sokol down the middle. It's Brown. That's her second kill of the game. It's 19-7. Of course, Ava Brown, the freshman outside hitter, is Lexington High School's all-time kill leaders, or Lexington's all-time kill leader. Lowenstein with the pass. Stuckey going up for Martin in the middle. It's out of bounds. Martin misfires, and Maryland has consecutive points.
It's no doubt Kennedy Martin has the strength. It's going to be all about keeping those in bounds.
As you can see, just missed that back row attack. Stuckey back to Martin again, and this time she gets it in.
It appears Kennedy Martin heard us from over here. Followed our lead and kept that one in, and Penn State's back on the board here.
The National Player of the Year semifinalist, and her former teammate, or now I guess was her teammate in high school or in college in Florida, Stuckey gets the ace.
And you're going to be seeing that connection on display this year. Kennedy Martin, Alexis Stuckey, alongside Emmy Selman. Those are going to be the big three names for Penn State.
Penn State was third in the Big Ten last year in assists. Addie Lyon helped lead the charge with that, but now it's Stuckey. Kept alive by Maryland. Brown, Melby would just tip it over. Stuckey going in the middle for Northern. That's dug up and kept alive again by Sokol. Here's Brown on the outside, easily dug up by Penn State. Selman from the back row. She'll just tip that one home. Emmy Selman on the board for the blue and white, her second kill.
You can see the different ways Penn State is playing here. You have your hard kills hit far over the net, and then you have the soft ones just barely tapped over.
Stuckey with a nice serve. Nice play by Sokol to keep it alive. Finikowski would just send it over. Free ball opportunity, and it's Whitney Lowenstein from the outside.
And that's what I was talking about with Maryland. You saw that save by Annika Sokol. The Terrapins displaying great effort here, especially on the defensive end.
Lowenstein, the grad student, came over from Texas. As that one is slammed down, that's Ava Brown. That's Brown's third kill. It's 23-9.
So it's been the Ava Brown show for Maryland so far in this set. We've seen a lot from her, shooting 600, hitting 600, excuse me.
3 of 5 so far. Lowenstein with the pass. Martin will go cross court, and there's not much stopping that. Kennedy Martin, once again.
We talked about how we saw a lot from Ava Brown. We've also seen a lot from Kennedy Martin. She's hitting 429, and now it's set point for the Nittany Lions.
Crowd on their feet. Nice turnout for a spring exhibition game. Lowenstein on the back line. Top spin serve is true. One-handed, and Brown will just push that one over. Stuckey to Nichols, dug up by Sokol. Brown will just roll that one over off the block. Lowenstein with a drive, it goes long. Maryland stays alive for another point. They reach double digits. As Lowenstein comes out, Jocelyn Nathan will come in for the blue and white as we see that kill attempt. It's Ava Brown again. Send this one way long, and Penn State commands set one easily, 25-10. Man, what a fantastic job by Penn State, hitting 303 in that match, or that set, to take it.
Yeah, that was all Nittany Lion.
5-10, holding Maryland to a negative hitting percentage and having an offensive explosion with a 303 hitting percentage.
Yeah, and we saw the versatility with 2 service aces as well, 5 total blocks. Kennedy Martin, Kendall Northern, and Whitney Lowenstein were the 3 players to highlight in that set, as well as Emmy Selman.
Yeah, this is a Penn State team that's, like we said in the opening, looking to get back to form. Their national championship pedigree after losing to Texas in the round of 32. But you look now, they dominated Villanova in their last week's spring game, and their second one of the day, they'll be looking, their second one of the month of April. We'll get set to get going here. Faldudo will be starting us off. Likely to become the new libero for the blue and white after the departure of Jillian Grimes. She'll send this one over. Nice pass by Davidson, and Ava Brown gets things going early for the Terps.
So this set, it's Maryland on the board first, and it's Ava Brown who's had the biggest impact thus far for this Terrapins team. Her 4th kill, she's hitting 500.
Finikowski on to serve for the Terps. Stuckey tried to get that one over, but to no avail. Back the other way. Bergdorf with the dig. As Martin keeps that one alive off her own block. Kraskowiak now in the game for Penn State. She'll get that one over. Keep it alive for the Nittany Lions. And in the middle, 2-0 Terps.
Bit of a faster start to this set for Maryland. Penn State's defense is going to be about catching up.
That's Rohrbach. That's her first kill of the game. Bergdorf, tough, not a great pass. Martin has to go retrieve it. Kraskowiak will just roll it over. And Sokol will go outside to Melby, and that one's just tipped straight down, and Haley Melby gets on the board.
All Maryland so far this set. Perhaps a big turnaround in that between set meeting with the team.
Yeah, Melby with the kill, finished second on the team in kills last season. Kraskowiak with the pass, back the other way. Ryla Jones now in the game for the blue and white. Stuckey, back to Martin, and just like that, an absolute bullet from Kennedy Martin.
Her 6th kill already. She's hitting 6 for 8 thus far in this match.
And leading the team right now. Penn State, she was the Big Ten leader in kills last season. 3rd nationally. Going back to Brown, kept alive. Davidson with the second touch. And that's going to be a kill this time. It is Melby once again.
And that one nearly came our way.
Yeah.
Just a couple of feet away from my spot here at the scorer's table.
Yeah, not a whole lot of protection for us, Adams, if a ball comes.
We talked about that, didn't we? Yeah. Said it could happen.
Brown will send this one over. Kraskowiak with the pass. Martin off the shoulder of Brown, and there's not much any defender can do on that play.
You're seeing the fierce attack of Kennedy Martin on display here.
A line shot from the outside. Here's Kraskowiak, the number 10 nationally ranked recruit. She committed back in June and signed November 12th. As that ball goes long, double touch. Yeah, a little bit more about Kraskowiak. She's the daughter of a former NBA player and coach, Larry Kraskowiak. So there's a lot of athletics running through her family. Send that one over and make it an ace for Finley.
So there we go. We just mentioned her, and now she is on the board with her first ace of the day, making an impact from the service line.
6'4" freshman from San Diego, California. As Rohrbach down the line and gets it down for the Terps. Yeah, Eva Rohrbach, she had 4 aces against Penn State last October and led the Terps and finished 3rd among NCAA freshmen with 126 total blocks.
It's been a bit of a closer set so far here. 5-4, Maryland in front.
Melby sends this one over to Ryla Jones. She'll just tip it, pancake save, but looks like it did hit the ground. To me, it looked like that was clean, as Hughes is chatting it up with the refs. Some substitutions now. Kendall Northern back in, Ryla Jones. One of the many newcomers for Penn State. Looks like we ball game here early on. It looks like we finally have a verdict. It looks like they're just going to replay that point. So win-win for both sides, or I guess a win for Maryland in that regard.
So no official call, but they do take a point away from the Nittany Lions. So Maryland now back in front, and we'll replay.
5-4 game now. Melby will send it over, and it will go long. That's the 3rd service error for the Terps, and it's tied up again.
So it's 5-5 after all.
Yeah, after all that. Yeah, Ryla Jones will be serving again. She's a 2-time All-SEC player, or excuse me, ACC. Sends that one over, nice pass by Melby. A nice roll shot, Stuckey with the dig. Jocelyn Nathan with the second touch. Bergdorf gets the kill, or excuse me, no, it was off. It was rejected that time. And the freshman trying to get involved early, but gets denied. This time it'll be Rohrbach.
You saw Rohrbach in front there, right at the net.
The junior middle blocker sends this one away. As Kendall Northern with a big shot, Rohrbach with the dig. Sydney Bryant the other way off the block and out of bounds. That'll be a kill for the Terps. Sydney Bryant, her 3rd kill of the game.
It's been mostly Terps this set. We've Penn State only down by 2 right now, but Maryland playing with the higher motor, higher energy.
Yeah, Bryant trying to revive a Maryland team that was dead last in the Big Ten in hitting percentage. They hit just 173 as a unit. As Bryant saves it there, free ball opportunity for Penn State. Stuckey to Martin, tipped and unable to corral it is the Maryland defenders. And Kennedy Martin with another kill, it's her 8th.
Yeah, there are a ton of fast things in life, but hardly anything faster than an attack from Kennedy Martin.
Absolutely.
She's hitting .545 now in the game, 8 for 11.
First year at Penn State last year, she missed the serve. Had a fantastic year with the blue and white, an absolutely home run pick in last year's offseason, and now you bring in Alexis Stuckey, who was former teammates with Martin back in Florida. So the chemistry is looking to be there as another missed serve by the Terps. 8-7 game. Set number 2, Penn State commanded the first set relatively easily, but this time is a little bit closer than last. As Haley Bergdorf will be sending it away, the outside hitter freshman from from St. Charles, Illinois. As from the back row, it's going to be Melby.
Got some substitutions here, it looks like.
Yeah, looks like players coming out.
And Lena Davidson will be back to serve for Maryland.
Davidson sends this one away. Bergdorf with the pass. As Chris Kowiak with the strong drive, dug up. Back the other way, off the pin. And it'll be Penn State point, a little bit of a tight set. And Maryland, the lead is cut to 1, it's 9-8.
Yeah, Penn State will certainly benefit off that. This defense you're seeing there keeping Maryland on the edge here and able to get that point.
Faldudo at the back line. 238 digs last season. It's a tough serve, good serve. As Brown loads up, dug up by Bergdorf. Stuckey on the other way, it's Martin off the block for kill number 9.
Kennedy Martin has as many kills total this game as Penn State has points this set. That goes to show how massive her impact has been for this Nittany Lions team today.
Hitting 583, three-time All-American. And Martin gets the dig that time. Back the other way, Ryla Jones off the block and corralled by Maryland. And just like that, it's Gakachen in the middle.
I haven't really heard from Duru Gakachen today, but that's her first kill. And now Maryland back in front.
Gakachen, the tallest player on the team alongside Ellis Crawford. Haven't seen her yet this game. 6'3", as Chris Kowiak is denied. It's Brown and Warbach in the mix. An 11-9 lead for the Terps.
We've seen Ava Brown all over the place for this Maryland team today. Terrapins kills leader, and on the defensive end as well.
Stuckey tried to tip it over, and it's a sprawl for it, but it hits the ground. It's a point for Maryland. 12-9 game in set 2. Maryland dropped the first one 25-10. They're looking a lot more sharper in this set. As Fiakuski will send it over. Here's Chris Kowiak on the other end, dug up, headed our way, kept alive by Brown, and it'll be a free ball headed towards Penn State. Stuckey to Ryla Jones, and it's going to be a kill for the Pitt transfer.
Ben, I almost fell out of my chair in that play. Oh my goodness.
Close calls on the broadcasting side, but either way.
I was getting ready to catch the volleyball. I thought it was going to come over the table.
Me too.
Sure enough.
I was looking straight up at it.
Diving over.
Ava Brown saves us. Back the other way, it's Brown again. Ava Brown has turned on a new gear in this set as her 5th kill.
Maryland now back up by 3.
She ranked 7th in the nation for hitting percentage, hit .516 in high school. Was a fantastic player back then, as there's some wiping going on the Penn State side. Nice little song, they play it as the guy with the mop comes out.
Great choice.
Brown floats it over. Chris Kowiak, not a great pass, and it's going to be an ace for Ava Brown.
You're just out of the reach of Bergdorf there. And Maryland now has a 4-point lead. They're commanding this set, no doubt.
Yeah, Maryland. Faldudo gets the first pass. Stuckey going out for Martin. That one's tipped, but it's rejected. It's another block for the Terps, and it's a 15-10 Maryland lead. As a timeout is called by Penn State.
As a heavy hitter for this Nittany Lion team.
Yeah, all 3 players have a lot of experience in playing time. That one's going to be, that's going to be a kill for Alexis Stuckey. Nice sneaky little dump. Fooled the Maryland players, and just like that, Penn State back in the point scoring. Ends a 3-0 scoring run for Maryland.
Yeah, Penn State certainly needed that point. Now it could be a little bit interesting here as we get to the middle portions of this set.
Chris Kowiak will send this one into the net. And it'll be 16-11 Terps.
So that'll be the 3rd service error of the set for Penn State.
It'll be Melby sending this one away. Stuckey going back to Martin off the top of the block, and down it goes. Kennedy Martin, kill number 10 on the afternoon.
It is so tough to defend these Kennedy Martin attacks. She hits them to the left, she hits them to the right, down the middle, sometimes even soft taps. It's so unpredictable to know what she's going to do at the front.
Stuckey's going to love going back to her this season. Jones with the serve. Warbach diving, stop by Nathan. Back the other way, Bergdorf off the block and down. Haley Bergdorf gets on the board with her first kill.
Penn State's chipping away here now. It's now only a 3-point lead. Maryland leading 16-13. Penn State still has it in their service end.
Jones again. Bryant tight set, and that's too easy for the Nittany Lion blockers. It's Northern and Martin on the scene.
Martin making impacts all over today. You saw it there on the block. Now Penn State down by just 2.
Yeah, Penn State team, like we said, finished 14th in the Big Ten in blocks per set. Just simply not going to do it if you're a national championship contender. Sokol going back to Rohrbach. Roll shot dug up easily by Penn State. Bergdorf rolls one over herself and then back on Maryland's side and then slammed down. Looks like that's going to be Haley Melby on the other end from the back row.
Alexis Stuckey diving for it, trying to save that one, just unable to. Huge point for Maryland. They go back up by 3.
17-14 game, Rohrbach at the back line. We'll send this one away. Bergdorf with the pass. Stuckey uses her arms to get it over to Bergdorf, and it goes long. Maryland now up to 18 points in the set. 4-point lead for the Terps.
Yeah, the Terps are really making it tough for Penn State this set. Like you said, Ben, 4-point lead right now. It's going to be important to keep holding on if you're the Terps.
Bergdorf with the pass. Martin down the other way, and just like that, Penn State back in the point column. It's Martin.
How many times have we said it's Martin today, Ben?
A lot.
A ton. And we're not even halfway through this one.
Yeah. What a pickup Kennedy Martin was for this Nittany Lion team. It's Kennedy with the pass. Bryant fires, rejected. Kendall Northern with another block. That's going to be her 7th block.
You see the newcomers on the end there for Penn State. Stuckey and Northern both going up. It's Northern with the block.
Martin short serve. Nice play by Kennedy to keep it alive, and that's going to be, that was just an offensive miscue by Maryland all from the start of that Kennedy Martin serve.
This set has kind of flipped around both ways. I was going to say Penn State now down by 1. As we've got a timeout called here.
Yeah, and that causes Maryland to take a timeout. We'll step aside right here on Big Ten Plus. Looking to see improvements from Emmy Selman as well as the continued development of Gabby Nichols. Should be a fun group for the blue and white this year. As Kennedy bumps it over to Sydney Bryant, and looks like that. Yeah, there was a net touch right there. Sydney Bryant, a little bit too tight of a set for her, and it's tied up at 18.
Just like that, Penn State has climbed the mountaintop, and we are knotted up at 18 here in set number 2. It's going to be a very interesting ending, see who can take this one over.
Well, either way, if Penn State decides to go on a sweep, as Martin missed the serve, we'll play a 4th set anyway because it's a spring exhibition game, so a bonus set, if you will, if the Nittany Lions take 2 out of 3, but this time it'll be Maryland with the lead. 19-18, Sokol send this one over. Bergdorf with the pass. Running the other way is Northern, and that slide set has been dynamite for the blue and white.
Yes, it has. And just like that, we're tied again. Looks like we have Chris Kowiak coming in for Penn State here.
Chris Kowiak in the game. 6'2", or excuse me, 6'4". Bergdorf with the serve. Bryant with the tip. Diving attempt by Martin. To no avail. It'll be a point, and Maryland is in the red zone.
And just a soft touch there for Sydney Bryant, her 4th kill today. They get so creative with the ways they hit it over. You saw it there from Maryland.
Yeah, not being able to swing as well efficiently. Bryant hitting -176 and 7 errors. That time gets it down. And the other way, it's a point. Kendall Northern once again for the Nittany Lions.
We've seen a lot of Kendall Northern today, making a huge early impact as an incoming freshman for this Penn State team. Both teams in the red zone now, 20 apiece.
Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. Faldudo floats it over, and it's going to be an ace. Hit off of Gokchen. So just a tough spot for her. That was a fantastic serve of Faldudo.
Penn State climbing all the way back. They now have the lead We're going to have Faldudo sending this one across.
The fourth ace for the Nittany Lions this game. As Brown slams that one down. Ava Brown, team leader in kills now with 6. And Penn State on a 3-0 scoring run, looking to end this set in victory and go up 2-0 in the match. As this time it'll be Faldudo again. She'll send it over. Floater serve. Dug up by Martin. Brown on the attack attempt. Kryskowiak down the line. And the Nittany Lions on a 4-0 run.
First kill of the day for Kryskowiak. Penn State has really come back in this one. Now 2 points away from set victory after trailing for most of the set.
Kryskowiak. Impressive stuff. And Ava Faldudo, speaking of impressive stuff, her serve has been deadly all game. It's her second ace.
Now they'll stand here at Rec Hall as Penn State once again with set point. Got some subs here for Maryland. 24-20 Penn State leading. They could put an end to things here in this set on this play.
Set point here. Faldudo, crowd on their feet. Sends it over. Bryant with the pass. Tight pass. Over to Melby, dug up by Faldudo. Stuckey outside of Kryskowiak. And it's rejected, and Maryland stays alive.
We saw this last set. It took Penn State 2 attempts to close it out once they got to set point. This will be attempt number 2 here.
So it'll be sent over. Stuckey back to Martin. Down and in. Kennedy Martin ends an impressive set number 2. And Penn State wins set 2, 25-21. That's been the key story of this one so far as we get ready to get going here.
Yeah, you said miles better. Maryland hitting .048 right now. And you said Penn State at .281.
Looks like still getting things going down the referee at the net.
We had the team switch sides to. From our vantage point, Penn State will now be right in front of us and Maryland on the other half of the net. We had Maryland on our side in the first half today.
Yeah, let's see. Looks like we're seeing Alexis Ewing taking the court for the Nittany Lions. Obviously the daughter of NBA legend Patrick Ewing. There's Katie looking on.
Patrick Ewing came out to a couple matches last year for this Penn State team. There were plenty of times we saw him make appearances at Rec Hall. It's nice to have NBA legend out here at these games.
Shocker, he's a very tall guy.
Yeah.
He's very tall.
Yeah.
Seeing it in perspective, yeah, he's certainly amazing. Alexis Ewing stands at 6'4". Yeah, saw some action her freshman year, but kicking things off. Maryland will send it over back the other way. Lowenstein with the drive. That's a big hit. She was nicknamed Big Hit Wit during her time in Nebraska from 21 to 22. She was an AVCA All-Region that year, and she delivers a powerful kill to start off set 3. Stuckey floats this one over. Good serve. And back the other way is Brooklyn Brass, dug up by Penn State, and back the other way it's Ryla Jones. Penn State newcomer Ryla Jones gets it down.
You're seeing the transfers making their impacts early on here in set 3.
We talked a whole lot about them at the beginning of the game. This whole team looking really good so far through 2 sets of volleyball. As that one goes long, Ava Brown trying for a right side attack goes far. And it's 3 straight points to start this set.
Yeah, all Nittany Lions here to start set number 3. Benefiting off errors as well as creating points themselves.
Stuckey 2-time All-SEC. As that one goes out of bounds, it'll be a point for Maryland. They're on the board for the first time in the 3rd frame. It's Fina Kuski sending it over for the Terps. Lowenstein, nice pass. Stuckey out to Ewing. Then we talked about her in the opening of this set. Ewing already on the board, just 5 points in.
Yeah, Ewing like we said about Gabrielle Nichols earlier, Alexis Ewing was a freshman for Penn State last season and certainly had her fair share of big moments, excuse me. And you see the athletic DNA in the family on display there.
Absolutely. Lowenstein sends it over. Big drive out of bounds. Brooklyn Brass, one of the many freshmen for Maryland coming in. Maryland's obviously, like we mentioned, a very young team. And they're facing a tough veteran Indy line unit. Lowenstein once again, one of them, one of those veterans. As a tip by Brass goes out of bounds. So Maryland off to
right now.
Rala Jones, 3 kills, hitting 600 thus far. As Faldudo floats this one over, nice serve. Kennedy has to go down to the ground to get it, and Brass on the outside try to go line, but it just goes wide. As you can see there, just misfired. Ewing was along for that play. It's Faldudo again. She sends this one over back to Kennedy. And miscommunication, free ball opportunity for Penn State. Gabrielle Nichols tries to slam one down. She does a second time and converts on the overpass.
Well, they say if you don't succeed the first time, try again. You saw it right there from Gabby Nichols. Perseverance pays off.
So a couple gifts from Maryland allows Penn State to get their 9th point in a 3-0 run. As Faldudo just misses her 3rd ace of the game. And the scoring run is halted. Maryland gets their 3rd point of the match. Yeah, Maryland, talk about the aces too. They finished dead last in receipt percentage in the Big Ten. Only having 90% of their passes be considered good passes. As that one goes wide too. That's going to be a point for Maryland. This time was Gabby Nichols misfiring. Nichols 3 kills, 8 on 8 attempts, hitting 250. As that one is tipped off the net, Chris Kowiak has to go and get it, and kind of an excuse me, Chris Kowiak just kind of rolled that one over, but in the perfect spot.
Yeah, perfect placement there. Penn State now at double digits, leading by 6.
Good way to put it, perfect placement.
Perfect, if you will.
Yeah. Sokol will go back to Rohrbach. Stuckey gets it. Ava Faldudo with the second touch, and Chris Kowiak down the line. 11-4 Penn State.
Finley, the freshman, making some big plays here. Kill number 3.
Chris Kowiak, 6'4", huge frame. Certainly going to be a problem this year for the blue and white as Ewing misses the serve. And she'll come off Jocelyn Nathan in for Penn State. Rohrbach will be at the back line. Rohrbach had 4 aces versus Penn State last October when these teams played. As Faldudo will send this one over off the net. Sokol will go, nice push. It's going to be a point. It's going to be Marley Sivik for the Terps.
Yeah, you saw Stuckey and Nichols try there on the block, but it's hit out of bounds, and Maryland will benefit with
the
point.
6'1" freshman from Wisconsin. It's Rohrbach once again. Stuckey back to Nichols. That's just domination. That slide play's been working all day for the blue and white, and it continues with Nichols.
Penn State's got so many players that can approach you from different angles in front of the net. You saw Nichols there.
Chris Kowiak, San Diego, California, from Torrey Pines High School. Signed with the Nittany Lions back on November 12th. Sokol goes to Sivik. Back on Penn State's side. Chris Kowiak tries to drive one down, and then Sokol gets that one off of Jocelyn Nathan, and a sneaky point for the Terps. Sokol has 16 assists on the day. Gets it down for them that time. 3 digs, 2 blocks for her. She'll float this one over. Nathan with the pass. Stuckey going out to Lowenstein, and that's going to be a point. A booming kill from the Texas transfer.
Big kill there for Lowenstein. Penn State back up by 6 now, maintaining its lead here in this set. Like we said earlier, we're playing for regardless, even if Penn State wins this one. Nittany Lions in good position right now.
We'll see Lexi Jin serving it over. She was primarily used as the serving specialist last year for Penn State. That's going to be off of Bergdorf. And a point for Maryland. As Lexi Jin will come off, Nichols back on. Take a look at this kill here. It's Ava Brown coming from the middle. Getting it down as Sivic will send it over. Stuckey going back to Jones, tipped on Maryland's side. Here comes Brown, dug up by Nathan, but it's an overpass. Back the other way, it's Brass. Nathan keeps it alive with 2 hands. Another free ball chance for Maryland. Back the other way, it's Gokachin with a drive, but this time Lowenstein the other way goes out of bounds.
Hard fought set there on both sides, but Maryland getting the point on the wide hit from Lowenstein. Now we just have a 4-point set here. 13-9 Penn State right now.
Gokachin tried to put her hands up, but the ball went long anyway. Stuckey had a tough pass, so just had to do something with it. She tried to tip it over, but to no avail. Point Maryland, they have reached double digits.
Yeah, like set 2, this one's been closer. Maryland's certainly holding their own here.
There's Lowenstein with an easy tip. Not always the big hits from her, but this time, nice little tip off the block and down on the Penn State logo. It's 14-10.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, Ben, they can get you in so many different ways. This Penn State team loves to get creative. We saw it there.
Creative indeed. Can score in a lot of different ways with Stuckey at setter as well. She can be a weapon as Maryland gets the point that time.
Yeah, Maryland keeping itself in this one. Just a 3-point lead for Penn State right now. Maryland's not going away.
Fiakuski, the libero, will send it away. Back the other way, Alexis Ewing. Alexis Ewing, powerful kill from the outside. Her second of the day.
Yeah, perfect hitting from Ewing thus far. 2 for 2 on the attacks.
This time Lowenstein sends it away for the Nittany Lions. Back the other way, it's Brass, rejected, covered by Rohrbach. Ava Brown with a drive, Lowenstein with a dig. Ewing will shove it over. Chance for Maryland here. Nice drive, blocked by Jones. Still on Maryland's side, Brass with the drive, and this time it'll find hardwood. That's Brass's first kill of the day. On 6 attempts, it's 15-12. Here's Ava Brown once again. And that one will go long. That's the 5th service error for the Terps. Penn State has 8.
This team's kind of trading points. Maryland gets one, but then Penn State will take one right back.
Penn State was 8th in the Big Ten in service aces last year. Faldudo has 3 on the day. Lowenstein with the dig. Stuckey going to Gabby Nichols, and straight down it goes. And excuse me, Faldudo has 2 service aces, but she'll look to make it 3 this time. You see Nichols, on the other end, getting it down for Penn State for her 4th kill. Brass with the tip, Stuckey with the first touch. Faldudo will bump it over to Ewing. It's blocked and kept alive by Nichols. Back the other way. Chris Kowiak dug up by Sevick. Back the other way. Sokol tried to drive one. It's back on Penn State's side though. Nichols with the tip, with the drive off the block. Chris Kowiak keeps it alive somehow. Tips it back over. Smart play by Chris Kowiak. In that situation, wasn't able to get an approach. Just tips it right down with that 6'4" frame.
Penn State now on a 3-0 scoring run.
3-0 run for the Indy Lions. 6-point lead. Faldudo again. Back the other way. Rohrbach easily dug up by Faldudo. And Nichols, that's going to be off the block and out of bounds. Gabby Nichols, kill number 6, and a timeout called.
Of course, we talked about Penn State staff. A lot of former volleyball players included there.
Kennedy gets the pass. Faldudo diving save. Ewing loads up, fires. Nice dig by Kennedy. Back the other way, it's Brooklyn Brass, and she'll get it down. That's Brass's second kill. And that halts the scoring run for the Nittany Lions.
Penn State not able to reach the red zone just yet.
1 point away from doing so. This looks like it'll be Melby the other way. She has 5 kills on the day. High set for Ewing, kept on Penn State's side. Chris Kowiak sends one down right off the net and back onto the hardwood. It'll be a point for Maryland. That's 2 straight.
Yeah, impressive defense here by this Maryland team. Really turned it on another gear, ever since that first set.
Yeah, Melby formerly played at Kentucky. Sends that one over. Ewing tries to slam that one down, dug up by Kennedy. And the other way, it's Melby from the back row, Stuckey with the dig. Faldudo gets the second touch for Alexis Ewing again, dug up again. Faldudo with the dig, back the other way. Lowenstein from the back row, kept alive. Still on Penn State's side, Chris Kowiak with the drive, dug up by Fianakowski. And this time, it's going to be a kill for Maryland. That's Marley Sevick, the freshman, getting it done.
We've seen a ton of these hard-fought sets today. That one going in favor of the Terrapins.
So off the block of Ewing.
Looks like Penn State does have 20 points actually, according to the scoreboard now. 20-15 the score.
Stuckey will go to Ewing, and it's right on the hardwood. Alexis Ewing slams that one down, and it's 21-15.
Penn State now well in the red zone. Looking to close out what will be recorded as a sweep if they can win this set, but we will, of course, still be playing set number 4.
Looks like a stoppage of play here. As Alexis Ewing gets set to send it over. Will become a sophomore next season. Had a pretty dominant freshman year, or I guess saw some action during her freshman year. Had 77 kills, but not extremely accurate, hitting just 87, but stoppage of play here. Looking to see what's going on. Not quite sure what this stoppage is for, Adam.
I'm not quite sure either, but what I'm sure of is the DJ here at Rec Hall is great at playing songs to the right moments. We've got the What's Going On right now.
It's like all of us, they want to know what's going on.
We want to know what's going on, Ben.
As the line judge goes and talks to Adam Hughes.
As after she just talked to the Penn State sideline. Looks like we're going to get an answer here.
Not sure what the stoppage of play was, but either way, we're back. Ewing getting ready to send this over Penn State in the red zone. As Rohrbach with the dig, or with the kill attempt. Chris Kowiak tried the other way. Back the other way. It's Gabby Nichols. She's rejected. Rohrbach on the block. She'll go back to serve. Give her Rohrbach. Was a standout freshman, had 126 total blocks that ranked 3rd 2 years ago. Kowiak gets aced, and that's going to be an ace for Rohrbach. That's going to be the second ace of the game for the Terps, and it's 20-17.
And Maryland keeping this one close. As you see, Rohrbach down at the other end, ready to serve it away.
She had 1.15 blocks as a freshman as well. That one goes long. Service error for the Terps, that's their sixth.
So we have a service ace followed by a service error. 1 point for each side. Penn State now leading by 4.
Of course, Kowiak has seen a lot of her so far today, and she'll miss that serve that time.
So there's a service error on the Penn State side. As that's now 3 straight points secured from the service line.
And Bergdorf comes onto the court for the Nittany Lions. Of course, Kowiak will take a seat on the bench. Not seen Kennedy Martin this set. Penn State trying to get everyone involved. This is their final spring game. And a nice play by Sivek to keep it alive. Whitney Lowenstein drills it. After the nice play by Sivek to even get the ball over to the Penn State side, Whitney Lowenstein drills one down.
That might have been the hardest hit volleyball I've seen all day from our vantage point, Ben. That thing was rocked.
And I'm starting to learn why she was nicknamed Big Hit Whit during her time with Nebraska.
6 kills for her today.
Lexi Jin on again to serve for the blue and white. Low serve gets it over. Sokol will go out to Sivek, and she's denied. Stuckey and Ryla Jones on the scene.
Penn State pulling away here. One more, and it'll be set point for the Nittany Lions.
Jin again. Sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana. Gets it over. Nice, tough serve. Has to be, it was a tough set. Just a miscommunication all the way around for Maryland. Penn State has set point.
It's 24-18 right now.
Crowd rises for the 3rd time in this game. Lexi Jin sends it over. And it's Jocelyn Nathan with the dig back the other way. Lowenstein, it's going to be a tool. And that's going to do it. Penn State wins the 3rd set 25-18.
We're at the top of that national championship contending hierarchy. For Maryland, it's just about general improvement, retooling. We talked about sort of a new era here for this team. A lot of incoming freshmen for the Terrapins. Got a good amount for Penn State as well, but specifically on the Maryland side.
We dancing our way to set number 4 here. Penn State already up 3-0 in the match. Overall, Stuckey will send it away. Back the other way, it's Melby with a dig by Nathan. This time Nathan's playing libero. And it's going to be a point for Penn State, yeah. Pointing out Jocelyn Nathan now in as the libero. She makes a nice pass to get that Bergdorf kill. This time it's Stuckey again. Hit off the net, slightly tipped off the net, and down it goes for an ace. The 7th ace of the game for the Nittany Lions, and it's 2-0 early.
Quick start for this Penn State team. We're seeing a lot of the newcomers on the court. Stuckey serving it right now.
Stuckey, the Florida transfer. Sokol will go up to Brown. Nathan with the second touch. Selman the other way, dug up by Finikuski. Battle at the net on Maryland, back on Maryland's side. Tipped by Melby and somehow kept alive by the Nittany Lions, back on Maryland's side. Melby again tried to be covered, but it's rejected.
I thought for sure that Alexis Stuckey had missed that hit from Maryland. How did she full out launch herself onto the floor and keep that ball alive for Penn State?
That's the quickness of this team.
Insane effort.
Stuckey again. Going outside for Melby. She'll just tip it over. Stuckey gets the dig. And tight set back over on Penn State's side. Selman with the long arms. tips it over, kept alive by Maryland. And down it goes. Selman, as well as Nichols in the mix. It's 4-0.
All Penn State thus far here in the set.
4-0 scoring run to start this one out. It'll be Melby on the other end, and Melby gets on the board. That'll be her 6th kill of the night.
Yeah, Penn State had ended the third set on a 3-0 run. So in total, 7 consecutive points there for the Nittany Lions, but that effort halted by Maryland.
It'll be Melby sending it over. Junior from Munster, Indiana. Selman with the tip, and nobody home after the first touch from Sokol. Selman gets the kill for the Nittany Lions, it's her 3rd of the game. Selman didn't see her much during the second or last set. She's back out there this time. And in the middle, it's going to be Drochen, or Gokchen with the kill.
Big kill there for Maryland. Call.
Absolutely.
Got a shout out.
Keeping that floor nice and clean.
Every employee.
Back the other way, Ewing gets rejected but stayed on Penn State's side, now back on Maryland's. Bryant powers one down cross court. Sydney Bryant, we've seen what she can do this game. She finished 4th on the team in kills last season and delivers a booming kill for the Terps.
Yeah, Sydney Bryant is going to be a big player to watch this year for this Maryland team. One of their returners that certainly made an impact last year and will this year as well.
And this time, Ava Brown tries to drive one. That one's out of bounds.
Just like that, Penn State back on the board here. We've got some substitutions.
Absolutely, Nathan comes off.
Riley
for
Jones.
now, at least.
Riley Jones checks in.
Jones in the game. It'll be Nichols sending it over. Pass by Bryant. Sokol will go to Bryant. Roll shot dug up by Stuckey. Nichols with the second touch. Awkward swing from Bergdorf, but somehow gets that one over. Sydney Bryant with the drive and another kill for her. Bryant from the outside makes it 6-4. Booming kill off of the Alexis Ewing block, and Selman couldn't corral it from the back row. It's a 6-4 ball game in set number 4. Penn State have won all 3 sets already, but spring rules means a 4th set is played as well. Stuckey going to Bergdorf, and that's just butter. Perfect set from Stuckey. Gets the kill, and it's Haley Bergdorf getting it down for Penn State. That's her 2nd kill. Ewing will send this one over. Down it goes and dug up by Nathan. Perfect set. Slammed down by Stuckey. Stuckey is sneaky.
We talked about the perfect placement earlier. Stuckey, right place, right time on that play. Big point for Penn State.
Stuckey, she can do it all. Essentially, at 43 digs versus Nova, 43 assists versus Nova, 8 digs.
Yeah, she's going to be
6 blocks.
She'll be a big-time performer for this Penn State team this year. As there's another point for the Nittany Lions to increase its lead to 5, 9-4.
9-4 ball game. Team leaders include Faldudo with 14 digs. Stuckey with a bunch of assists as well as this one goes long. As Alexis Ewing serving run is now complete. Lexi Jin will be stepping in back to serve for Penn State, or for Maryland, as Alex McGilfrey. Played D-Spec last year, saw limited playing time from Solana Beach, California. Stuckey will go out to Bergdorf. That one, Bergdorf just climbs the ladder and just taps that one down with ease.
Yeah, she found the right spot to drop that one in. Maryland could not catch up to it. Penn State first to double digits here in the final set.
Penn State's hitters have proven even not on a perfect set, they can still find a way to get offense. Lexi Jin rushing in to get that free ball. And Stuckey again. By Maryland, it's 11-8 now.
Yeah, Maryland chipping away here.
Sending it over is Ellis Crawford. Now one will go long. Crawford, the middle blocker, one of the many young freshmen. (12-8). Penn State leads. And Rohrbach gets denied by Selman. Emmy Selman, she's another player that can do it all, not just in the hitting category, but in the blocking as well.
Yeah, Emmy Selman all over the place for this Penn State team today. So effective on both ends of the floor.
Back the other way, and it's going to be a kill. Maryland with the point that time. And it's 13-9. Some subs being made for both sides. This time it will be Sokol. Sokol on the serve. For a Maryland team, it only has 2 aces during the game. Stuckey going, what a set from Stuckey. She's using her arms to get that kill. Selman slams it down.
Yeah, kind of behind the back, if you will. Able to find the right spot for Emmy Selman. Penn State hitters are going to enjoy having Alexis Stuckey on this team next year.
Absolutely. 14-9 now. Penn State 1 point from reaching 15. Sokol will go to the middle for Brown, dug up by Bergdorf. Back the other way is Nichols, that's dug up by Maryland. Back the other way, Brown. And she'll get that one down. Off the block and out of bounds, Ava Brown.
Yeah, it's been an impressive day for Ava Brown on the Maryland end. She's got 7 kills today, 2 digs, 3 blocks.
Yeah, leading the way for the Terps as Melby will send it away. Stuckey going out to Ewing off the block. Saved by Gokachen. And back the other way is Penn State. Keeping it alive as Bergdorf will send over a free ball. Sokol outside of Bryant, dug up by Bergdorf. Play is stopped. Looks like Penn State was in the net. Looking like it was Selman that time. With the violation, it's 14-11. Melby send this one away. Bergdorf, tough pass. Selman will get the second touch. Ewing will just tip it over, but it's blocked and sent straight back down is Gokachen, the middle blocker from Turkey.
A nice point there from Maryland. Terps now trailing by just 2. Looking to hopefully steal a set here. If you're a Maryland fan, you want to leave Rec Hall with at least 1 victory. Not have Penn State take all 4.
Melby
right now, 15-point lead though, or 15-12 lead, excuse me.
Melby with the missed serve brings up Emmy Selman. Hit 161 last year, looking to rectify that, have a little bit better year hitting wise. Nonetheless, gets it over. And that one is going to be Maryland's point. That one's out of bounds.
$15.
15-13 Penn State.
Just going to say the same thing.
It's going to be Gokachen, or excuse me. Back the other way, Stuckey gets it to Nichols. Second touch, and Jocelyn Nathan could not corral it with her hands. It'll be a point.
Emmy Selman unable to keep that one alive as well. Now just a 1-point advantage. Like we mentioned, 15-14, Penn State in front, Maryland serving.
Penn State using a unique lineup. And an overpass by Bergdorf, kept alive by Ewing. Stuckey going out to Bergdorf. Dug up by Fiakowski. Misplay, kept alive somehow by Maryland. Bryant with a drive, dug by Nathan. One-handed set from Stuckey, it goes over. Back the other way, it's Brown, dug up by Selman. Bergdorf with a drive, that's off. Maryland players in out of bounds. It's a point for the blue and white. They lead 16-14.
A big point at that to get back ahead by 2. Penn State now going to switch into closeout mode here. Try and put a cap on this one.
Gabby Nichols floats it over. Bryant with the pass. Back the other way is Melby from the back row, back on Penn State's side. Bergdorf with a drive, and there's no stopping that one. Bergdorf delivers a missile.
We've said it time and time again today. This Nittany Lions team has some heavy hitters. You saw the incoming freshman, Haley Bergdorf, there on that end.
Nichols again, 17-14 game. Sokol will go back. Tipped attempt, but Ryla Jones says no.
It was up in the air, and Ryla Jones, right place, right time. She was like, I'll take it. And we talked about Ava Faldudo earlier. Can be used as a specialist here, mainly going to be filling the shoes of Jillian Grimes, already making some big impacts today.
Penn State now at 20 points. They lead 20-14. Overpass on the serve. Back on Penn State's side, Bergdorf with a tip, covered by Faldudo. Bergdorf again with a drive, and it goes over the head of all the blockers and out of bounds.
So while Penn State's in the red zone, Maryland gets a much-needed point to keep this one at a 5-point advantage for the Nittany Lions, 20-15 right now.
Penn State 5 points away from getting it done. This time it'll be Nikki Tawil sending it over to the freshman setter from Burbank, California. And that one is going to be an ace for Tawil. She played in 2 matches last season, 3 total sets.
Yeah, kind of a tough spot there for Penn State on that play.
Tawil will send it over. Bergdorf with the pass, tough one. Up for Ewing, and it's out of bounds. So Penn State kind of out of sorts on that play. Stuckey had to use her hands to corral that ball, which led to Ewing just misfiring. It'll be Tawil again, 3rd straight time. Bergdorf overpass, and Bryant punishes it.
Yeah, right into the hands of Sydney Bryant. We discussed how big of a player she's going to be for Maryland next year. And showing it this afternoon.
Certainly going to be one of the team's top players for this Turpin squad. As Tawil will send it over. Rohrbach tried to send it right back down, but Bergdorf does instead. Haley Bergdorf has been showing up for the blue and white this game.
Yeah, it's been impressive to see what these incoming recruits and incoming transfers have been able to do for Penn State. We've seen a lot of Bergdorf in this set.
Here's Lexi Jin. 21-18 game. Penn State 4 points away from closing it out. And that's a miscommunication on the set. Results in a Penn State point, and they inch closer to victory.
Now just 3 points away from closing out the set is Penn State. They lead by 4 right now. Lexi Jin will serve it.
Jin, 5'6" from Indianapolis. And an ace! Lexi Jin, she's worked all offseason on that serve. She played serving specialist all last season. And that's exactly why she's mastered it. 23-18. Short serve off the net. Bryant barely gets to it. Rohrbach with a drive over the head of us two.
Yeah.
And the crowd on their feet one more time.
Right over my head there. Set point for Penn State, though. 24-18 their lead.
Rohrbach misfires. Match point. Lexi Jin softly tosses it, serves it over. Bryant with the drive, roll shot, diving play by Nathan to save it. Ryla Jones off the block on Maryland's side. Rohrbach is covered, kept alive. Selman with the dig. Stuckey goes to Bergdorf, and there it is. Penn State wins it.
Hello, hello, hello. Chúc ngày mới vui vẻ. Hiện tại tôi đang làm video cả nhà. Lấy cái cây. Ăn chưa không? Ăn chưa?
Con nổi da gà hết rồi.
Khoan, hình như ở ngoài kia có ai không? Nè, đứng yên đã.
Chạy rồi. Vậy mà quỷ gặp chó rừng thì cũng phải lánh. Có nói giữ nhà yên tâm ăn cơm.
Gâu, khích khích.
Thôi ăn đi, mai còn dậy sớm nữa. Ăn thôi. Cuối xóm mình có cây đa to lắm, đêm nào cũng
con xin con số may mắn.
Hôm này đau dữ hả? Hôm này hát ông đau dữ hả? Hèn chi. Hôm này bởi tôi thấy bà hát không bản rồi, tôi thấy mất tiêu quá kìa. Vô. Đúng rồi, viên văn cái bà hát xong bà múa gì đó.
Các cô các chú linh thiêng, cho con xin con số may mắn. Cháo trắng của ngoại hết 30.000. Đêm hôm ngoại thức khuya thế?
Ta đợi con lâu lắm rồi. Hôm thấy đông quá trời mà. Hôm không có ông ngang nhé. Không có ra mà nghe ông Vinh hát nữa đấy. Thì bởi tôi thấy tôi nói ủa bà Liễu ở đâu có tiền ta. Không thấy bây giờ, bà thấy đông có bây giờ không biết.
Cháo trắng của ngoại hết 30.
Rồi sang đủ về tha lại. Sang nó hát cũng có bản đâu có tiền. Ủa vậy hả? Rồi nó phụ hả? Ủa vậy hả? Tụi nó không có đủ hả? Ra từ lái nghỉ đủ một nghỉ đủ mẹ. Cho mẹ đi đâu mới đi. Hồi tối tôi thấy vô tôi thấy ủa Sang có đi cái nè. Sang với ca với Nghĩa hả? Ủa có bà Thảo nữa hả? Bữa hổm có đi có cũng ca, bữa nay có đi châu chứ mấy đâu. Chuyện nó não nè. Đầu thắc mắc, đầu thắc mắc gì? Bữa nay cái đợt này. Ngày qua định đi lên ăn khám đó cái làm cái logo á chứ nó con không có đi. Rồi cái nhỏ chí nữa coi là mang cái xong thì chắc phải đi quá. Rồi đầu hôm bà đưa cái chai tí tôi thấy là mang về nhỏ thì nó cũng được. Nó cũng đỡ đỡ rồi đó. Nó cũng nhỏ mà ít rồi. Thì cũng phải hôm nay thì mới nhỏ thôi tại vì hôm mà lên là tôi đang nhỏ thuốc của tôi đâu có dám nhỏ vô nữa. Cái này thì không có bị bệnh mà nó bị là nó bị nước mắt nó chảy thôi. Ngày mai đi dỗ 2 lần rồi đó. Mai đi dỗ 2 lần rồi đó. Tự nhiên cái thôi mà đưa tôi đâu dám nhỏ đâu. Tôi đang nhỏ thuốc của tôi cái tôi đâu dám nhỏ thôi tôi sợ. Cái qua nát mới nhỏ. Không thấy là cái chết luôn á. Trời ơi. Hôm ngoài mai tôi có còn nhiều lắm, còn nước nhiều lắm. Đó, còn mấy ngày chưa hết nữa. Rồi.
Cúng bái chi cho phí, để tao dùng cho nó thực tế.
Gì thế này?
Cúng bái chi cho phí, để có con ma nào rảnh không? Vào đây em bao ăn bao ở, chỉ cần tối tối đi hùn mấy đứa em biết thôi. Thằng khùng, đêm hôm để người ta. Ma cũng bị bốc. Có con ma nào rảnh?
Trời ơi, anh thì ngồi xuống, bay lỡ lưng thế sao lão bút rau răm cho được. Ăn trứng lớn mà không ăn rau răm thì đi đầu thai cho rồi. Đất ơi.
Đang ngồi làm việc anh em.
khấn vái vong hồn về đây cho con xin số để đổi đời. Con sợ quá. Lẹ đi, nghe tiếng giấy mẹn kêu gợn người quá. Chạy lẹ anh em ơi. Dạ, con khấn. Chúng lái lẹ giùm con.
Đăng chưa?
Chúng lái lẹ.
Tôi cũng có yêu một người con gái. Người con gái đó cũng rất yêu tôi. Nhưng chỉ vì việc nước mà chúng tôi đành phải chia tay. Bác nói câu cảm động thế này. Chẳng biết đến bây giờ.
Bật nhóm rồi không?
Tức là lúc bác ta là lãnh tụ. Người con gái đó.
Tránh ra cho lão làm ăn con ơi. Tránh ra. Ông ơi.
Hay ôm mộng gửi lời thì cứ bơi vào đây.
này nó không phải xong rồi lão.
Bạn giàu sức lắm nè. Giá có vị mặn của Đức. Có vị mặn của Đức.
Trời đất, chị bỏ như đi hỏi thế này mà bắt. Tối nay ca duyên. Trời đất. Trời đất, chị bỏ.
Hát gì mà dở vậy con, sai nhịp hết trơn, phải xuống giọng cổ như vậy nè. Trăng ơi soi nước. Thu lại coi.
Chào và hẹn gặp lại tất cả các bạn.